let you know that if you're letting your kids watch television and the news, you have nothing to worry about. Now, Bindlestiff Family Circus has been making circus for a quarter of a century. We've been all over New York, all over the U.S., and many parts of the world, just keeping circus alive, teaching youth, and entertaining everyone. And the Open Stage is about a 12-year-old program that has always brought together emerging artists and professional artists alike to give them a place to create, to try new material, to see what fails, to see what succeeds. And even though we've moved the stage from Dixon Place to the online format during the pandemic, we have not changed that. It's still a home for both emerging and professional artists alike to try new stuff. So everybody stick with us, chat, drink, but please don't change the channel. Now, friends, tonight's show is a gift to the world, but we also encourage you, those of you that can, those of you that are still employed or making a lot of money on the unemployment or any of that, but have those extra dollars, please give to the arts because, friends, tonight's artists are hungry. And we're going to pop up a little screen right here to let you know the different ways that you can give because, you see, your support is what makes this show possible. Now, friends, while you're thinking about just how much money you should give to the arts, I want you to think about what you spent the last time that you were going out on the town. Think about what you spent on drinks. Think about what you spent on food, entertainment, and go ahead and just give that to the show tonight. Now, folks, I'm going to go ahead and start the show like I always have. And you see, friends, I've heard some people said that I should start doing a little bit bigger of an opening. So I'm going to do just that, but not changing it up too much. This, my friends, is a larger top than usual. And we're going to start, though, with the same way that we've even started with the small tops. And that is, of course, the wind. Because you see, in top-going lingo, the wind is simply a moment for the performer to look at you, the audience. And now we'll put it right down here on the performing platform. And now's the moment just to take a breath, to relax and prepare yourself for the amazing entertainment that's coming up tonight. It's kind of like the Yule log of circus entertainment. Now, folks, while this is spinning, let's take a moment and think about attention spans and how they've devolved over the past few decades. You see, 40 years ago, people would watch a top spinning like this for 20 minutes at a time, thinking it was the coolest thing in the world. Wow! 17 more minutes to go. But now people expect a little bit more excitement in their top throwing. So in a moment, you're going to get just that. But first, we're going to switch tops up just for a moment and prepare once again for the wine. Now, our next artist is a juggler by day, a swordsman by night. He is the founder of Chicago's Raphael Entertainment and is excited to debut his brand new act, Poise. He's a graduate of both New York Circus Warehouse and Chicago's Actors Gymnasium. He is excited to bring you all that he has learned in performing across the country in an act that explodes the delicate balance that is our daily life. Welcome to your screen, Eric Mendelovitz.
Enchanté.
Arik Mendelovitz. Well, friends, we were going to have this phenomenal performer joining us right now, but you see, down in the Baltimore, D.C. area, it happens to be raining. So if you came to the show just to see Ermias Malukin, you're going to have to tune in a couple weeks because we're going to be bringing him back, hopefully when the sun is shining. Now, for those of you that are regulars, you know that we here at Bindlestiff honor those out there who like to communicate, who like to discuss, who like to keep the conversation going. And friends, we actually give awards to those individuals out there for talking. And we call it the Chatterer Awards. Now we're just going to take a moment and think about how it went last week, because we had some amazing competition going. And one of the two main folks actually was in the show, which kind of knocked him out of running because he had 7 minutes or so that he couldn't keep up. So Skip, you didn't quite make it in even to the final four this past round. Now I'm going to give you a quick look at just the placement of each of the acts before I tell you who won. Coming in at 4th place happened to be my sister Jennifer. Good job, Jen, but chat a little bit harder and maybe you can win the sash. Coming in 3rd place, we had Angela Butch of the Muse. Keep on chatting and maybe you, the Muse, can take home that sash. Now, 1st and 2nd place was really tight and close to each other. We had two individuals who were chatting away, who battle week after week, and that's Leslie and Angelo. But friends, right there in the last couple of seconds, one of them got 2 extra chats out there. So tonight, Chatterer Award goes to Mr. Angelo Iodice once again. Congratulations, Angelo. Chat away, and we'll see how it goes this week. Now, folks, our next act comes from just west of the Cascade Mountains, a place where grunge meets green. Their names are Rachel, Jesse, Danielle, and Michelle Matlock, also known as the Grit City Unknown.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Matlock, and this is not my voice, but it's the voice that I use to tell the news. And this is the global world news tonight, tomorrow, and yesterday. The most ridiculous but important reporting of the news you will ever hear. I'm joined by my full of steam correspondents out in the field, White Lady Weatherwoman Rachel Lionheart. She's a white lady whose character has been greatly challenged by 116 days of shelter in place. Jesse Vega, writer and editor of the newly released book, Intimacy with a Mask On. And Danielle Villegas, who shares direct financial advice for the current awakening and uprising. Today's top story is that the White House has issued an astonishing reversal on Black Lives Matter. The statement they released this morning declared that for the next 400 years, only Black Lives Matter, and reparations for slavery will be issued immediately. In other news, another pandemic has been discovered. They've named this deadly virus Stupidity 2020. It's affecting about 38% of the population. Symptoms include not making sense, uncontrollable tweeting, and excessive rambling. The nation's top physician, Dr. Fuzzy, recommends protecting yourself from this annoying virus by not engaging in conversation with those infected. Now, let's get a weather update from the White Lady Weatherwoman. Rachel, what's your forecast?
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. As you can imagine, the White Lady Guilt Index was at an all-time record-breaking high this 4th of July weekend and persisting on into the week, honestly, with no end in sight. The pressure, of course, is a building from an ongoing impulse to make potato salad with raisins and or grapes. This corresponds with a new storm front of awareness that everything you've ever done is morally bankrupt. And so, of course, there are gusts of diversity, equity, and inclusion hiring are sweeping through our most enlightened areas, while flurries of enrollment in segregated schools are also picking up, those little charter schools just whipping around. Hold on, whoa. Just got a report that Hurricane Karen is continuing to unleash her deadly rain through not just the South, but patterns are scattered all throughout the most of North America. The good news, Michelle, is that the cell phone towers can no longer sustain this flooding onslaught of calls. So Black people can continue to be themselves until at least the middle of next Thursday. Back to you, Michelle.
Rachel, thank you for your forecast. I'll be sure not to drive on Thursday, or leave my house, or stay in my house, or go to the park, or go for a walk, or have a barbecue, or play loud music, or call for help, or what? We are getting breaking erotic news from the West Side. Jesse, what do you have for us from the pleasure front?
Hi, Michelle. Here on the pleasure front, we're experimenting with dismantling power dynamics established by white men who colonized the New World, then raped and dominated indigenous people.
Well, Jesse, what's really happening over there?
We're tying each other up and reading white fragility until we orgasm.
Well, thank you, Jesse. That's important and lubricated work you're doing over there. Now, in these challenging financial times, everybody can use a little advice. I'm so happy to welcome back to the show our financial wizard and money therapist, Danielle Villegas.
Thank you, Michelle, for that great introduction. America is winning again. Due to the ongoing efforts of our national leadership, the NASDAQ hit an all-time high. And the U.S. continues to lead the entire world in coronavirus deaths and infections, reminding us once again that profit still reigns over people. The online marketplace Etsy posted its first losses ever. The personalized mask industry started in March by artists and laid off service workers, sadly saw sales decline. Angry anti-mask protesters are said to be the cause. These are difficult financial times. Tried and true solutions are required. I invite you to check out our upcoming special, Bankruptcy, the 6 Easy Steps to Financial Freedom, as outlined in the book, Art of the Deal. Hope to see you there.
Very interesting, Danielle. We're looking forward to learning how to bankrupt. It's important. As a last moment, we have something that we feel the nation should see. We call this segment Look at This. Now, warning, this image may be confusing and ridiculous. Thank you for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And remember, there's nothing you can do about yesterday. Stay safe.
Music Studio.
Thank you, unknown. Now, folks that are just joining us, I want you to know that tonight's entertainers are working, hopefully for tips, if you will, or your donations. You see, for every dollar you give, it's a dollar in another artist's pocket. We're trying to feed the artists here and encourage you to help. We're going to pop up a screen right now just to let you know all the different ways that you can give to the circus. So, folks, now's your chance to support the arts. Use any of these methods, and that way we know that these artists will have another week of food and will be able to entertain you in the weeks to come. Now, folks, our next artist has been making circus happen all around New York for 14 years. She's majorly involved in so many different circus projects. She's directed the shows for the American Youth Circus Organization and has many of her own projects at hand. She's also one of the main Bindlestiff after-school circus teachers. So week after week, she goes in front and on behalf of Bindlestiff teaches the next generation how to do circus. Now, we're just waiting for the storm to pass because, folks, she's coming from outside. It's a little soggy on the ground, but it's clear in the air. Welcome to your screen, Polly Solomon. you, Polly. Ah, that was lovely, and I'm glad the rain held off. Now, folks, in this outfit, I feel that I need to give you a little bit of fashion-appropriate skill set. Because you see, the open stage for me is a wonderful time just to practice a little bit, to try some new skills out. And at this moment, I'm actually going to do an old skill, but one that I haven't had much time to practice. Here we go. Yeehaw! That's a good excuse to use all the different angles around here. Here's a little one I picked up from Mr. Angelo Iodice on Top Chatterer. Now I do some lift-ons, but this jacket kind of gets in the way. So folks, I'm gonna end it with good old classic. An easy trick to get into, but it takes a trip to Reno to get out of this next one. It's called the wedding ring. Yeehaw! We'll just put that out of the way because it's time to bring out another artist. Now, although we were looking at many more months of no work, the pandemic has provided a time for many artists to try new skills, to work on a new act. With that in mind, welcome to your screen, Ambrose Martin.
Hey, hello everybody. This is me. Oh, okay. Hi, it's Ambrose Martos here in Louisville, Kentucky. Thanks for tuning in. I'm normally based out of New York City, but I've been here for a couple of months helping out my stepmom with some apartment houses that she owns here, and this one here and this one behind me right here. So it's been a busy time. I've learned a lot about how to handle tenant relations, broken 100-year-old plumbing, how to deal with rent and paying it, and broken 100-year-old plumbing, and also, you know, having to get loans for economic assistance, and 100-year-old plumbing that always breaks. So there's a lot of things to figure out. But I have had time to practice a new skill because, you know, some of the tenants are great, but other ones are really kind of not so great. And in Kentucky, you can walk into a store, buy a gun, walk out. That's it. So, you know, to be a savvy stepson, tenant, helper, landlord kind of person, I thought I'd learn a new skill, a little self-defense. So I learned how to throw knives. Yes. Okay, so we're going to show you some of that right now. Just hold on a second. Find my spot and line it up here. Okay, let's get warmed up. Doesn't it make a beautiful sound? Okay, I got 2 chances left. Yes. Yes. 2 out of 3. Not bad. I could be president. All right, hold on. I know you're asking yourself, that's cool, but we want to see something dangerous. Well, now is when I think I want you to, I need a volunteer. I guess basically I need a volunteer, so let me see. Oh, hey. Hi. Hey, everybody. It's my stepmom, Arden Martos. Hi, everybody. Hi, Arden. Would you mind volunteering?
What do I have to do?
You just got to stand up over here against the board, and I'm going to throw these knives at you.
No way.
Are you sure?
No way.
You're positive?
Positive.
Okay, all right, thanks. Let's see here. Okay, Diana's our camera lady. Diana, would you do it?
No.
Right. Oh, I see you. You want to do it? Oh, great. Thank you. You're saving the show. Okay, let me just get you out there. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you stepping up and doing that. It's going to be fine. We just stand up against the board right here. Yeah. What's your name? Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Yeah, where are you from? Nicosia. Oh, that's weird. I never had anybody from Cyprus on the show before. All right, so you're there. All right, keep breathing. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry. I'm a professional, just not at, knife throwing. So don't wait. Okay. All right. Here we go. Ready, Nicole? All right. Woo-hoo. Oh. Well, they say it takes 10,000 hours of practice to become an expert. Obviously, I've had about 37 and a half hours. But wait. Don't worry, Nicole. It's okay. I'll get better. Maybe not by the end of the act, but hopefully. Okay. So Ambrose, you were using you're asking yourself at home, you're using your right hand, your dominant hand. We want to see how bad you are with your less dominant hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that was so close. Nicole, I hope you have good health insurance. Like gold? No. Silver? No. Bronze? No. Copper? Wood? Okay. All right, now you saw the right hand, you saw the left hand. You're like, Ambrose, let's see what you can do from distance. Here we go, back here, over here, way back here. And here we go. Oh. I mean, not hitting you, but just being good. Oh, all right. Here we go. Now you're seeing the right hand from close, the left hand from close, the right hand from distance. Now, potentially with the left hand from distance, I won't even hit the board. Nicole. Woo! Nicole. Okay, I think I just started an international thing with Cyprus. So thanks for having me on the show, Keith. Gosh, I should have gotten the insurance. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Ambrose. That was magnificent. I think that was one of those new the camera on those new iPhones is amazing. So folks, I don't know about where you are, but here in Brooklyn, it's been like a month of fireworks. Why should we stop on July 4th? They're not. It's a full night of just explosions everywhere. We're keeping it going here. And that brings us right into what we like to call the Community Bulletin Board. So folks, with the Community Bulletin Board, this is a time for all of the artists to let you know what they're doing. People are doing shows online. People are doing workshops online. Those of you out there in the Chatterland, go ahead and just let your neighbors know what you're doing. Let us know about the workshops and shows that you're performing. Because in a moment, we're going to bring out some of our artists, and they're going to let you know what they're doing. But before I turn it over to anybody in our lineup, I'm going to take a moment and let you know about a few things coming up, starting with next week. Because next week's Open Stage Variety Show also happens to be the welcome show for the International Juggling Association Festival. It was supposed to be in El Paso, but due to a plague and Texas being stupid, we're going to end up having to just do it online. So folks, we're going to be doing a full week of both workshops and shows, starting it off with Bindlestiff's Open Stage Variety Show, usual time, but a little bit more juggling than usual. Also, during that same week, now, because you can't do a juggling convention without the Midnight Show, also known as Club Renegade. Club Renegade is not really necessarily an IJA-sponsored event because it's, well, a little blue, a little dirty, a little messed up and chaotic. It's just a short walk from the main convention center, And you can just check us out on the Facebooks, Club Renegade, and get all the details. We'll let you know how to find us. There's also, starting in probably just a few minutes, Art Time with Rich. Now, Rich Potter documents every single open stage variety show. He does it with pen, he does it with paint, and he's actually the permanent record for what happens in tonight's show. So if you like what you're seeing, check in with Rich later at hashtag Art Time with Rich. And also another thing that I've been really enjoying is Ringmaster Story Time with Jonathan Lee Iverson. Usually at 8 p.m., but I think he shifted it to 8:30. So if you get there a little early, just stick around. Sunday nights, 8:30 with Jonathan Lee. And now, folks, I'm going to hand it off to a clown who you're going to be seeing in just a little bit doing her act. Mariko, over to you.
Hello. So I'm now currently doing my YouTube channel. It's called the Handmade Theater, using this small the red curtain, and I put on the YouTube. And you can go to Mariko Iwasa, the Handmade Theater. And then also my website just came out, and just research the marikoiwasa.com, and everything, something work together or the workshop and a further conversation, please contact me through the website. Thank you so much.
Oh, hello. It's Elia, your stage manager. With a special announcement, I have made over 50 face masks since this pandemic started. And I've gotten really obsessive about it. And I wrote a song about making face masks, and you can listen to it. It's on Bandcamp, sweetsoubrette.bandcamp.com. I believe the links are being shared in the comments right now. And in addition to the song being available as a download, it's called Making Do. And an obscure music blog did post today that it was the best song they'd ever heard about making masks during a pandemic. So, add that to your playlist. And I've also made a small collection of limited edition face masks like this one that I'm wearing, which come with a download. So check out what I've got and take a listen. Thanks.
Hi, it's your favorite juggler there. You ever want to learn the knightly art of combat? Wanted to duel like in the day of Shakespeare? Well, thankfully, I've got a class for you. Wednesday nights, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. We're learning the art of the longsword from someone who's been studying it for most of his life. Thank you all so much.
Still need something on. Alright, Daddy, what is this? Get this off my screen. Make sure to check out our Threadless store and our YouTube channel, Fleet Family 5. Now can I get off my nail?
Perfect.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Bindlestiff Family Circus, for having us. My name is Michelle Matlock, and my company is called Circle Up Productions. You can check out everything that we're doing at circleup.fun, kind of a not normal ending. It's a .fun. It actually works. We do a monthly show called The Short Bits, where we put together local talent out here in Tacoma, Washington, which is where we're at. Short Bits happens on the last Friday of every month, and in July, because it's Pride in Tacoma, we're going to have not short bits, but gay bits. It's going to be amazing. And then after that, we start doing our monthly show again. We have a podcast going on. We have fashion show happening. So check out circleup.fun. Ta-da!
Everybody. I'm Polly, and I have been making YouTube videos like crazy. Some of them are for the Bindlestiff Family Circus Circus After School YouTube page, and some of them are for my own YouTube page, Polaris Circus Arts. I don't have a fancy URL yet because to get a fancy URL, you need 100 subscribers. So when the link goes into the page over there, you're going to click on it and you're going to subscribe and help me get my goal of having my own custom URL. But so far, there are 24 Circus at Home videos, all of which use things you can find around your house that any human of any age who is bored at home and needs to get up and move can do. So get on up, start moving, start making some circus at home. I am also offering birthday and other parties through this here Zoom. These are interactive parties where participants can learn circus skills, not necessarily just watch. For that, you're going to email me. The link will also be there, but that is ps.ariel.arts@gmail.com, ps.aerial.arts@gmail.com. As you can see, I am a one-woman party all to myself, and I can't wait to party with you. Have fun, everyone!
Well, folks, it's a variety arts telethon around here, and we're here trying to support your local artist. So go ahead and give deep, give a lot, make sure that we keep the artists off the street, and that way they can continue entertaining you for the years to come.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
But I can do that.
Really intense over here. Hey, it's me. It's your head of quality control checking in from Bindlestiff's intergalactic offices out here in the Milky Way. Hope you all are having a good time down there on planet Earth. And in fact, I just wanted to check in and make sure that you are having the highest quality entertainment event possible. Are you enjoying the sights and sounds and even the smells of tonight's quality quarantainment? Hopefully you are, and if not, make your own good smells. I'm just going to give you a little report on some of the head of quality control's intergalactic picks for tonight. Well, first of all, we want to plug our theme song, written by Peter Buffano with some help from Skip Shirey. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, and you can see those links down there in the chat right now. Also, the Uncle Junior Project is celebrating the lives and contributions of Black circus artists intergalactically. They're on the interweb, they're on the Instagram, and they're on Facebook at the Uncle Junior Project. That's Veronica Blair's beautiful project. You can also check out circus arts classes with our friends from the Muse, and go ahead and listen to international talk about circus arts, circus in the pandemic, circus after the pandemic, circus under the pandemic at circusnyc.com and also circustalk.com. And finally, we urge you to go ahead and visit that URL that will allow you, the audience, to let us know what you're doing during this pandemic. And most importantly, will you come back after we break in August? Fill out the audience survey now. And let us help you to help yourself, to help us to deliver more circus better.
Ah, beautiful. And Fleet Family 5, you're right. You totally nailed it. Nice work, guys. So, folks, we like to call this Exquisite Failures with Keith. So this is my moment in the show to try something that I haven't practiced since last week, that completely failed last week. And who knows, it could continue to fail again tonight. Now, for those of you that are making your first appearance here, you have no idea what I'm about to do. But for our regulars, it is time for the apple in the board. Now, this next one is kind of a multi-piece part. It has a knife, a board, and in a moment an apple, but I'm going to do a little warm-up shot before we bring out the apple and just make sure the knife is sticking. Perfect. So that's the first step in what is supposed to happen. Now I'm going to add the other element to this mix. And that is this apple. Now I'll explain what is supposed to happen, and then you'll see what doesn't happen. Now, if all goes well, I will do that same flip, and the apple will land in the cup, and the knife will go up in the air and skewer the apple. Now, it hasn't worked in this particular performance yet. It didn't work a few times at Dixon Place, but that goes back many, many months ago. So tonight, with no practice, I am in no way expecting it to be successful. But it could, and then we'll have to figure out something new to do for next week's welcome show. Now, in the grand scheme of Circus, we will try this 3 times. And if it doesn't succeed on the 3rd time, we'll just move on with the show. So here we go with the first attempt of the apple and knife. The knife stuck, apple hit the floor and ran away. I'll be back in a moment. Slightly bruised, but ready for the second round. I will take this moment to note that there is one time I flipped the knife. It missed the apple, it missed the board, and it landed right about here, leaving a little dripping mark. Which is also a nice moment to bring the attention right here to the bolo tie given to me by my grandfather, Bampa. Love the ties from the family. Here we go. Second attempt. Oh, way over flipped, but as you can see, this landed there, and Jim, if we just get the aerial view so you can actually see that the knife landed right here in the floor. So the knife stuck, the apple landed in the cup, but it didn't happen together, which brings us to the 3rd and final attempt in Keith's exquisite failures. Now, if you would have paid attention, the knife did go into the cup, the apple didn't, which leaves us to have to come back next week and see if it works. That's just the way it works around here. Now, friends, I am so excited about this next act. I'm actually used to one of these next performers usually backing me up on her fiddle. But tonight she's going to be bringing out something brand new, not happen to be behind me backing up the show, but being out there on the left coast. It's actually a mother-daughter duo reunited as quarantine bandmates, following musical clues into the further family history and as an homage to friends scattered throughout the world. Welcome to the screen, Third Man Duo.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Bindlestiff Family Circus, for having us. We are our own family circus band today, and this first number we dedicate to Kinko. Tell them, Mom, about that song.
So that song, Third Man, is from the Great Noir film, the theme song, Anton Karas, and it is my grandfather who plays the Baron, Ernst Deutsch, and this is in honor of him and that wonderful film.
Our next song is a tango dedicated to Miss Philomena. Look familiar? Did I do the wrong key?
How does it start? Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
That was Kata Hofstetter and Irene Herman. Ah, so delightful. Now, folks, we're going to continue with a little bit of vaudeville classics. And not in any way did I practice anything that you're about to see, but I just simply pulled it out and dusted it off. So at this moment, I'm going to show you a classic that works much better than what you're seeing tonight, called plate waltzing. Well, we'll throw another odd one into the mix for the kids. Now the goal is over the next 25 minutes. I'm going to try to get all four things continuing to spin all at the same time. But let's kick out the vinyl and try the plates again. Well, try that one more round, folks. Oh, we need one more plate. Okay. And that, my friends, is the beauty of plate waltzing. Now, keeping you in the vaudeville lane, our next act and his partner won second place in the second grade talent show. Hank Lightning was born on the 4th of July, and now, because of that, is now 9 years old. He was also born into the Fleet Family 5 and did his first show at Ripley's Believe It or Not at just 4 weeks old. Hank and Annie are a ventriloquist duo destined to put a smile on your face, even if they can't see your lips moving. Welcome to your screen, Hank Lightning and Annie.
Hi, Bindle. Hi, thank you so much, Bindlestiff Family Circus, for having us. My name is Hank Lightning, and my name is Annie. Hey, Hank, where's the audience? They're watching from the phone. Wait, so they're in the phone? No, Annie, not exactly. Quarantine has people at home looking at their phones, wearing masks and social distancing by staying 6 feet apart. This act would totally not work if we were 6 feet apart. Yeah, that's right. But we can take our masks off because we live in the same house. Here, let me help you with that. You know what? Let me help you with that. Hey, is that how you really look? Yeah? You're ugly. Annie, that's not nice. You should apologize. Alright, I'm sorry that you're ugly. Annie, stop making me look like a fool in front of all my friends. Like you need help with that. You know what, Annie? I don't need you. I can be funny without a puppet. You're not funny with one. You know what, Annie? Speak for yourself. I wish I could. Hey, you got something on your shirt right there. Ow, Annie! Hey, you got something on your face right there. Not falling for that one, Annie. Mom, there's something on my face, says Annie.
Coming, dear. Okay, Annie should take over.
Annie, take over for a minute. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, the answer is a woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck, but a woodchuck can't chuck wood, so a woodchuck won't chuck wood. Chuck, chuck. Hey, is Dad home from work? Dad got a job? Yeah, there wasn't much cause for fire eaters at backyard birthday parties, so he had to get a real job. Now he wears that silly monkey suit.
Now, Hank, how many times do I have to tell you? It's not a monkey suit, it's a shirt and tie.
Looks like a monkey suit to me.
Hank, it's actually the tie you got me for Father's Day.
You should have gotten him a raisin. All right, Annie, let's get on with the show. Do you know any jokes? Well, I know you. Does that count? All right, Annie, I'll say them. Hey, Annie, where do pencils go to school on vacation? I don't know. To Pennsylvania. Hey, I thought vacations were erased. No rim shot? Really? All right. Hey, Annie, where do planets go to school? I don't know. They online? No, to the university. Hey, Annie, yeah? Why'd the cookie go to the doctor? I don't know. Because he was feeling crummy. Thank you, both of you. I'm reading this in the comments. Hey, Annie, yeah? And knock, knock. Who's there? And I'm to go. And I'm to go. Moo! Hey, Annie. Yeah? What's the problem with twin witches? I don't know. You want any cats? No, you can't tell which is which. You know what, Hank? These jokes suck. Oh, I'll tell you one about the coronavirus, but I'll have to wait 2 weeks to see if you get it. Ha 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 ha. I want to check your hand after that one. Yeah, especially after all that birthday party food we've been eating. Yeah, my birthday was the other day, Annie. Remember it, right? It was really fun. Yeah, there's a tradition in the circus, though. Let me show you. Mom?
I'm coming, Annie. I'm coming. Oh, there you go, Annie.
Oh, Annie, you got me a cake. Actually, it's pie. Happy birthday, Hank. I got you a mask. Thanks a lot, Annie. And thank you so much, Bindlestiff Family Circus, for having us. With Nash Chopper on rim shots and Duke Dynamite on farts. Thank you so much. And good night. Night. You and the goodness.
Ask Hobie. Okay. Polar bears, ask Hubby. Lions, ask Hubby. Elephants, ask Hubby. Circuses, ask Hubby. Juggling, ask Hubby. Aerialists, ask Hubby. Clowns, ask Hubby. Ask Hubby. Ask Hubby. Tightrope walking, aerial gymnast, circus tent, ask Hubby. Menagerie, barn, a bathing, big time, ask Hubby. Ask Hubby. Ask Hubby. Hi. Before we get to tonight's question, I want to point out that I got Elvin Bale's name wrong twice, both on the being shot out of the cannon and on the wheel of death. I know better. I don't know how it happened, but I referred to him in both cases by his father's name, Trevor Bale. His name is Elvin Bale. He's a great guy. And one time is a mistake. 2 times could be a pattern. But I hope I've broken the pattern now, and it was just 2 mistakes. Tonight's question is from Clayton Cox. The history of drag in the circus, such as Barbette. So let's start with Barbette, okay? Barbette was born in Round Rock, Texas, December 19th, either 1898 or 1899, depending on who you want to believe. His mother took him to the circus in Austin, and he knew then that he wanted to become a circus performer. He started practicing wire walking with his mother's galvanized iron clothesline. He started getting money from picking cotton so that he could go to Austin to see the circus as often as possible. Now, his mother told him that he had to finish high school before he could go and join the circus. He couldn't just run off and join the circus. So he doubled up, and he actually graduated from high school at the age of 14. And he liked Shakespeare a lot. He was very amazed that the heroines from Shakespeare's plays were actually played by men or boys. And this was very much amazing to him. By the way, his mother was a milliner, and he answered an ad in the billboard for the Alfreda sisters. One of them had died. The other one needed a partner to finish the season that was already booked. And I think it was the Alfreda sister who explained to him that wire walking looked much better in a skirt because the skirt could kind of flounce around a little bit. And I think it's very interesting since Barbette's mother was a milliner, that he wore in his act these elaborate headpieces made of ostrich feathers. And he also wore for his entrance a ball gown. And he may have been the first to do this in a big way. Now, a lot of female aerialists do this today. They come in with a headpiece and a large gown, remove the gown, remove the headpiece, and go into their aerial act. I don't think this was very common before that. I think they used to just come on with their acrobatic costume. But I've been wrong before, like Trevor Bale for Elvin Bale, so I wouldn't necessarily trust that. He but developed his own act, which was 10 minutes long, consisted of wire walking. I think he did both, not both, but either slack wire or tight wire. I think he could do both. There's not a lot of pictures of him doing it. I have one picture in an Italian encyclopedia. It's definitely a slack wire. Here's a photo by Man Ray of Barbette, and on toe on some kind of wire in the back, although that might have been just done for the photo. It doesn't look like an action shot necessarily to me. But you see the flouncy skirt that he learned about right away when he started into show business. And the William Morris Agency sent him to London and sent him to Paris. It was a big success in the United States. And he kind of took Paris by storm. He went there for the first time in 1923. Now, he traveled with 28 trunks. This is him on the trapeze. The act was, as I started to tell you, was the wire walking, the trapeze, and Roman rings. And he had a staircase he entered by with the ball gown and the headpiece. And there was also a sofa. I'm not sure if that's the sofa over there or not, but between the little acts within the acts, he did a kind of a striptease because he had to strip down to the next level of wardrobe. By the time he got to the Roman rings, he probably looked something like this. By the way, in almost all the pictures, you will see on the right arm, half a dozen bracelets. Just about every picture of him in performance mode has those bracelets on his right arm. And the other thing you may notice is that he is usually seen with a wig in a photograph or with a fedora in a photograph. I have a picture of him without a hat or a wig that I'll show you in a minute, but he saved his bald head for the last moment of his 10-minute act when he would rip his wig off and reveal that he wasn't a woman at all, to the astonishment, of course, of the audience. This is a poster he was the subject for. This is Guessmar, 1926. He also was in Jean Cocteau's movie, The Blood of a Poet. There he is, last credit there. This was a set for the movie. A count had given Cocteau $1 million francs to make the first surreal movie, the cinema. And he made boxes for the count and countess to be watching. This is just a set where everything was shot. This lamppost over here would be exterior. You would never see everything at once. These are just the elements. And when they count and countess saw that they were applauding for what turned out to be a card game and a suicide, they refused to have themselves in the movie. This was in 1930. The movie was not released to the public until 1932. But Barbette, they had to reshoot these scenes, and Barbette was one of the aristocratic society women, and he was wearing a Chanel gown. Cocteau tried to get Chanel models to do it, but Coco Chanel would have none of that. Here he is in the fedora, maybe slightly androgynous looking, but definitely male. And here he is after his career in Paris, and he had some injuries and a bad case of the flu, and he was very weakened. But he continued to do the choreography for the aerial ballet over the Hippodrome track for Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus through at least through 1956, which is the last year they were under canvas. And then he did the same thing for Pollock Brothers Circus, and he did the same thing for Clyde Beatty Cole Brothers Circus. The one other thing I want to point out is my friend Paul Lubera actually was coached on the trapeze by Barbette. This photo seems to have mentioned Albert Powell. Albert Powell was a contortionist on the tightrope, very famous in his day. But Paul Lubera got Barbette to coach him, and Barbette offered him either to do it for expenses or for a flat rate. And Paul thought maybe expenses was better. I guess he didn't know the story about George Washington and the Continental Army and the Continental Congress. He had to watch Barbette go to expensive restaurants and down expensive steaks, and whoa. But Paul was in the very first edition of the Big Apple Circus, and I was in the last known version of the Big Apple Circus. Hopefully there'll be more later. And the one other thing, Barbara died of a self-induced overdose in December. Not December, December is when he was born, in August 5th of 1973. Before I finish tonight, as Keith has pointed out to you, the virtual IJA convention is next week. So I would love it if you would send me in your juggling questions. If you have questions about juggling, this would be a good time to send them in, and maybe you get your answer next week.
Thank you, Hovey. Now, Mariko is a New York-based clown and physical comedian. She is a 2019 Bindlestiff First of May Award recipient and was also awarded the Syracuse Area Live Theater Award for her role as Snoopy in the Red House Theater production of A Charlie Brown Christmas. Her circus career includes 4 years delighting crowds nationwide as a clown with Big Bertha, also known as Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey's Greatest Show on Earth. She continues to perform in theaters, orchestras, live music concerts, and children's events in New York and Tokyo, creating original featurettes, melding classical tap, juggling, and slapstick comedy. She hopes to spread the joy of circus art and vaudeville to contemporary audiences of all ages. Welcome to your screen, Mariko Awasa.
Mariko Iwasa. So delightful. Now, it's me again, Elia, your stage manager. I've been working with Bindlestiff for a really long time. And one of the benefits you get from working with Bindlestiff for a really long time is a lot of merch. So like, I was just like cleaning off my desk and I found all this stuff. I have this Bindlestiff Family Circus patch, which is really rad. I have some legacy merch though. Now you can't get this stuff, but I thought I'd show it off anyway. I have a High Heels and Red Noses signed tour poster. That's from 2003. And I have this collector's edition Admit One to the Bindlestiff Family Circus New Year's Gala from 2002 into 2003. So you can't get that stuff, but there is some other stuff that you can get and start your own collection, which brings us to this little commercial break. To help recall your moments here, you're gonna want a souvenir, a sticker, or a patch to fight the gloom. A t-shirt really is the best for wearing us across your chest and showing off for folks you see on Zoom. So go ahead and treat yourself and buy some merch tonight, 'cause a little circus swag improves your life. Your purchase doesn't just make you glad, it also keeps these artists fed. So thank you in advance for living large. Pick out the thing you like the most, and we will ship it out by post with circus love included free of charge. So go ahead and treat yourself and buy some merch tonight, 'cause a little circus swag improves your life. A little circus swag improves your life.
Thank you, Elia. Well, folks, we only have one more act for you this evening. Our final act is one of my favorite entertainers. He rocks the house on any stage, whether it's a puke-filled punk rock dive or a gorgeous proscenium theater. He has worked the massive spectrum from laser vaudeville to the Jim Rose sideshow. When teamed up to host Club Renegade in their old days with Robert Nelson, also known as the Butterfly Man, you could always expect chaotic magic at its best. Welcome to your screen tonight, Mark Fay.
Hey, good to see you, everybody. I am Mark the Knife Fay. I'd like to say, first off, Javi, love the story. I got some stories about you from Carter from back in the day. But besides that, talk about my act a little bit and the inspirations that I've had. Bobby May was a big part of my creation of my act. Learning head rolls basically took me, it's my whole act. And then there's another guy I want to talk about that nobody really knows about. I'm wondering if Javi does. I'll perform two of the tricks tonight, the cigarette trick and the lawnmower trick. And the lawnmower trick, I want to do a little screen share here, I found out because I was a huge fan of Ripley's Believe It or Not. And this is Bob Doutzer back in 1945. And this is when I first saw him balancing the lawnmowers. And he did two back in the 50, and then in 53, he went up to 3 lawnmowers. And I heard it's 150 pounds, which is ridiculous. I left this in for Keith, 20 goldfish balanced on a pencil, on a ball, on a pedestal. Just fantastic stuff. He balanced the canoe, and then he also would swim a swimming pool with the canoe doing backstroke. I've heard this. I want to see a picture of that. When I worked with Ripley's, they sent me those last photos, but there's some back when he was with the Marines. He was a serviceman doing a cute little baby doll. Sorry about the resolution on these. You can always go back and pause them. This is a good shot of the 3 lawnmowers. It just looks burly to me. Those things fall down on you, and you could see his hands are ready to bail out and get out of the way. He'd balance one and then get down like that. There's another one where his hands look like that's a sketchy balance. It's beautiful though. He was a teacher. He never was a performer, but he worked his way all the way up to being on the Johnny Carson show. Anytime he used a baby in a balance, he got my heart. Here he is on Johnny Carson doing a pencil while playing the harmonica. And then he did a double bass, and then doing the bicycle. And his popularity was so great that you can buy prints of the lawnmower. I forget the name of the artist who did this, but he did a series with Bob, which are amazing. So tonight I'm going to try the Bob May cigarette trick and then the lawnmower trick, which was inspired by Bob Doutzer. When I went into doing the lawnmower, it was in 1992, and I was with the Jim Rose Circus Sideshow, and I tried for about a year doing it with the gas-powered lawnmower, and I switched the carburetor because it's gravity-fed. I had to start upside down. Logistics, went to an electric mower. Now we've got cordless, and it's gotten a little bit easier. So, all right, let's try this. I already burnt myself once, but I'll do these two tricks for you. The first trick in my act, this one, and the last trick in my act, the lawnmower. Oh, yeah. It's so quiet. Ooh. 3 burns. That's the one. Second try. And of course, I'm going to have to take you guys outside for this next one. I was going to do it inside, but the logistics behind it, I would have to do it on my knees, which I can do, but let's try this, see if it works. And I got no one helping me with this, so this should be pretty interesting. And also, this is the proper way to wear a fanny pack. It should be on the back, not on the front. It's a different pack. All right, take one. Keith, why did you talk me into this? It's entertainment. There's no one here to help me out when I do this. Oh. It worked out great in rehearsal. How much time do I got? Oh. All right. Short break. Should I keep going? Do I get a 3-rule try? Give me a thumbs up, Keith.
I say keep going until you get it.
All right. I swear to God, it worked first try. Worry about the camera. Angle.
Hey, Mark. If you can turn on the original sound on your laptop, the audience will hear the mower a lot better.
Oh, what sound?
Turn the original. Do you have the original sound on?
No.
Turn it on and try again. That's why we were waiting so long, just because we couldn't hear the mower. So you should start all over again.
Okay. Virtual sound?
Top right corner, it says turn on original sound. Do you have that option, or did we never get that far?
No. I went down to the microphone.
Oh, okay. So,
Oh, this is great. One more try. So can you hear me?
We can totally hear you.
All right.
The mower is
So everybody in the audience, make the sound of a mower now because it's really going.
So much easier when you guys throw it.
That's it.
I don't know, Keith. Feeling too good about this one.
Maybe we'll go into curtain call. You can keep going at it, and we'll just keep it in the window.
I'm so far off. It went so great today.
Okay, we're going to go into curtain call, but feel free to keep going. We're going to put it right in gallery, so if you hit it, everybody will see it. Well, friends, that's our show. Now, before I bring everyone back out, I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight, for sharing the love, the laughter of these trying times. Thank you for supporting live online entertainment. Thank you for your contributions to the artist. Thank you for giving Mark Fay so many tries, and we're going to keep going and try a few more. So I'm going to actually keep this going and keep talking until he finally gets it. So we may be here for the longest curtain call of all times. But I've never let Mark not finish it without a little bit of confetti big explosion. So folks, tonight's show would not be possible with the folks who make us look good and sound good. And those are the two up in the booth. We've got John and Elia. We also have our social media house managers, and that's Stephanie and Laura. Yes, there we go. Beautiful confetti everywhere. Right before my big introduction for the social media captain at the helm, and that's Martha, and my cameraman, Jim Fleming. Well, folks, welcome back to the screen. The cast from tonight's production. That is, first of all, a very successful Mark Fay with confetti flying everywhere all over the yard. We had Mariko Owasa, Adrik Mendelovitz, Polly Solomon, Hank Lightning, and Annie. Ermias couldn't join us tonight, but he'll be back because of the rain. We had the third man duo featuring Kate Hofstetter and Irene Herman. And then we had Rachel, Jesse, Danielle, and Michelle Matlock, also known as the Grit City Unknowns. And couldn't have done this without Helvy Burgess with Ask Helvy. I have been your host, Keith Nelson. This has been the Bindlestiff Open Stage Variety Show. Now, everybody, stay safe, stay home, love each other. Thank you for supporting live entertainment, and join us again next week for Bindlestiff's Open Stage Variety Show.